morning, everyone. So I woke up today and felt like filming a video, so here I am taking you along with me on my day today. So if you didn't know already, I work as a product manager and that's my day job, and sometimes I make videos for fun. And now my microwave food is ready. It's oats with chia seeds and flax seeds and oat milk, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And I wanted to put some berries on it, but I realized I was out, so I need to go grocery shopping at some point. But yeah, this will do. I'm just gonna put some of this on top. This is actually really nice. I'm not promoting any brands right now, but this is date syrup, and I always put it on my porridge, and it's the best sweetener, and it's a bit more healthy than just putting like sugar on it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Very easy, simple breakfast. And yeah, then I'm gonna start my day. First meeting of the day is a refinement meeting, which means I'm going to talk to my developers, not my developers, but the developers in my team, and I'm going to go through all the tickets, development tickets that we have to work through, and just get their estimations on how much effort is required, like how, are there any blockers there, and just explain them the tickets so they understand, and then they can work on them. And they can also ask me questions, I can ask them questions. So it's a very good meeting, always a great start to the day. And then, yeah, I will take you along with the next meetings after I'm done with making my breakfast. Right, so I've just finished 2 hours of meetings. It's now 11 a.m., just past 11. So I'm going to spend some time updating some documents. So what we recently did is do a release of a feature on our platform. And I need to update some documentation and just to help everyone make it clear what we actually changed and what happened. And then what else am I doing? And then I'm doing something really fun, which is my favorite thing actually right now. And it's setting up user tests. So what I've noticed in my company is that this doesn't happen a lot. So if you don't know what user testing is, essentially what you're doing is you're showing a part of your product or maybe your whole product to potential users, and you're then letting them use the product while you're essentially watching them do that. Sounds a bit creepy, but it's not if you set it up correctly. And then you ask them questions, and ideally these questions are very open, so they're not like yes or no questions or like pre-assuming something about what the user thinks of your product. Instead, you just make those questions really open, so they really tell you the truth about what they think and how they're using this product. So what I'm doing then is setting up a user test for something that we released recently, just to get some clarity on how people are reacting to it and if they are understanding it, and if there's something we potentially might have to change, so we can then in turn increase our conversions and just make the whole user flow better. Honestly, the good thing about working from home is that you can be so weird and no one will see you and you're still working. Alright, so I'm just about to have my lunch. This is it. It is essentially a mix of what I had yesterday, which was more like a curry, plus some air-fried cauliflower, and I'm super excited to eat it. This air fryer thing, by the way, I recommend to everyone. I got it about 2 years ago and I use it a lot, so like a couple of times a week. So it was worth the investment. Also, a quick note on lunches before I eat. I always make sure that I have at least like I always take my 1 hour lunch break because I feel like it's a time where you really need to just calm down, recenter yourself, get ready for the rest of the day, and just you have this time for yourself and you should use it. And so I always block this time in my calendar and always take whenever I can, I take the 1 hour. Sometimes it ends up being, 45 minutes or whatever, but I stick to my lunch breaks and I never eat at my desk. All right, so I just keep changing my outfit because the sun comes out and it disappears again, the sun comes out, but we're still on the same day. I'm just about to wrap off my lunch break and I just want to finish with something or talk about something before I continue the rest of my day. And that's the notion that your job is not your life. And it's something that I've been thinking about quite a bit lately and something that I've also been reading about quite a bit. And what this means for me is that I'm making my job not like my life. I'm kind of figuring out ways to integrate my work into my life, into the life that I want to live. And this mindset is really helping me because back then, like a couple of years ago, before, yeah, towards like in the middle of COVID, my mindset towards work was very different. I always was, checking my emails in the morning at 7 a.m. and made sure that I answered all the emails. And like at 9 p.m., I would also be in bed and answer emails or like respond to Slack messages on my phone. And I would also think about work all the time, even on the weekends. And it was just not a good way to kind of live my life essentially. And it stressed me out. And also to the point where I actually got really sick. I was sick for 3 weeks straight. I had to be in bed those whole 3 weeks. It was not a fun time. And during that time, I had a lot of time to think also about my relationship with work. And I realized that I've been just way too focused on work. And while that's not a bad thing, I mean, for some people it can work. And, if you have these really high career aspirations, it's good. You need to think about work and you need to, focus on it to see results. But I also feel like there's another way. And I feel like we don't have to make our job our life. And I mean, it's different if you have your own business, of course, that's a whole other story. But if you're working in a normal, let's say normal job, 9 to 5 kind of job, and it's mostly on the computer, then you have the control to make sure that your life is more balanced and you're not always, thinking about work. And it has become really difficult, especially lately during COVID, where our lives are merging, we're more on like our home life is merging with our work life because we're maybe working from home more and we're taking Zoom calls and everything's just kind of been integrated a lot more, which is a good thing but also a bad thing. And I think that in that case we really need to make sure that we have clear boundaries for our work and that we don't get lost in all of our work. And something that I've been doing is, setting these clear boundaries, like doing 1 hour lunch breaks, like only having my work laptop and only responding to messages like related to work on there and not on my phone, on my personal phone. And just shutting off on the weekends, not opening my laptop at all. I used to actually do that. Maybe it sounds a bit stupid and maybe some of these things you already are doing anyway, then just forget my ramble. But I just wanted to talk about this because I think it's super important. And I just feel like sometimes we kind of let our lives pass by and we just get so lost in work that we forget to live. And something that I've been trying to do lately is going on a few adventures. So for example, a few weeks ago, I went to Paris to visit a friend of mine. I've never been to Paris. And, while I don't have too many like holidays left in this year, I still wanted to go on this trip. And I said, okay, I mean, I can still work, I can take a little bit of time off, but then I can work half the day and then take the rest of the day off. And it was so fun. And I went over the weekend and we just had such a good time just exploring the city and eating out and soaking in the vibes of Paris. And then the week after that, actually, I also went away with another friend to a like a spa hotel in the countryside in Bavaria. And we just thought, hey, we want to get away, we want some relaxation, we want to just experience nature a bit more and just be closer to nature, because that's something that we're actually missing in Berlin. That's something that I really am craving right now. And so yeah, we just decided to, we planned it and then went on this weekend. It was also beautiful and just things like that. And I sometimes have to remind myself that I can do this regularly. I don't have to wait until I go on holiday to do these sort of things. Anyway, so end of the story, or like my point to this ramble is that I think it's super important to, yeah, enjoy your life, live your life, figure out what your hobbies are and make time for those, figure out exercise, which I'm going to get to later actually, and just have fun. And actually, on this notion, I also read about this trend recently. It's called quiet quitting. And essentially, or maybe not a trend, but it's just something that people have been talking about. And it's the notion that people do their jobs and set very clear boundaries with work and with life. And there's a few things in like social media, you know, infographics going around, and some people might agree with it, some don't. But I think essentially quiet quitting is what I just talked about. It's just setting these boundaries, and it's just doing your job in a way that it doesn't take over your whole life. It doesn't mean that you're going to quit your job. It doesn't mean that you're going to just not work anymore. It just means that you're living life as you should, and work is not your life. Alrighty, another angle. So I have finished work for today. I'm now in my workout outfit, woohoo! And I am going kickboxing. So I haven't done this in about a year, and it's something that I used to do so much. I loved it when I was about 17, 18, 19. I went literally like 3 times a week. And ever since I moved to Berlin, I have kind of been neglecting this part of my life. And now I vowed myself to get back into it, even if it's just once a week. I want to get in a kickboxing session, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous. So I'm like, I bought these boxing gloves. I've used them once, so last year when I went to a class. And yeah, I'm a bit nervous because, you know, it's always this thing where you go to a new class or like workout place or just anywhere new, really, where you don't know the people, you don't really know what's going to happen, what the environment is like. And so yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, and also because I haven't given my body such a big workout in a while, and I know that kickboxing is always really exhausting, but I'm also really looking forward to it. So I know it's going to be good for me, and I'm really excited because I actually love it. So yeah, let's see what this class is like, and I will report to you after how it went. So it's now the next day, as you can probably tell, and I didn't film anything last night after my kickboxing session because I was just way too sweaty and way too tired, but it was the best session. I'm so glad I went, and it just showed me again that, you know, if you push yourself to do something, even if you're a little bit afraid of it, great things can happen. And it was just fun. It was super exhausting, but I punched my heart out, not my actual heart out, but I was, yeah, so in the zone, and it just helped me really get a clear head again. So if you've been pushing off something, like doing something that you know is going to be good for you, take this as a sign to do it. For me, that was kickboxing, and I now am bound to myself to do it at least once per week. Just get my ass to this studio, even if it's a couple of like 20-minute bike ride away, which is really not that long. And just do it because I know I'm going to feel so much better afterwards, and yeah, learn new skills, feel fit in my body, feel like my mind is clear, and just like also help with anxiety and, you know, getting the stress of work away and everything else. So it's really such a good thing to do for yourself. So yeah, I really recommend it. And yeah, now it's the weekend. I am going to make pancakes this morning, so I'm gonna have to go grocery shopping. And this you will not see in this video because this video was only meant to be about Friday. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little vlog and this rant. And yeah, I hope you do something fun for yourself and something good for yourself today. Also, let me know in the comments below what you do to get balance into your life and what you do to make sure your job is not your life. And if you see it the way that I see it, maybe you have a completely different opinion on this topic. I would love to know, so just let me know in the comments and I will see you in my next video. Bye!